Hey, I'm Chase, and this is All Things Random, and today we're looking at the only dive watch worthy of actually diving. Now, there are hundreds of dive watches out there, if not thousands of dive watches out there, and all offer the same thing. Time-only functionality. Now, of course, we're talking about analog divers here. We're not talking about digital divers or dive computers. We're talking about a standard analog watch. You could look at examples like the classic Submariner or the Seiko SKX 007 or even the Deep Sea Dweller. However, again, all those only offer time-only functionality with a unidirectional rotating bezel. Today, we're looking at the Citizen Promaster Aqualand Diver, a watch that offers not only time-only functionality as well as a rotating unidirectional bezel, but offers you a depth sensor with your current depth as well as your maximum depth for that dive. Now, if you find this interesting, let's get into the video. And here it is, the Citizen Promaster Diver Aqualand watch. This reference is going to be the BN2038-01L. Now, it's fitting that it comes in a waterproof container. However, that's not the most interesting thing about this watch. Let's take a look inside. I chose the one with the blue polyurethane strap. I like the polyurethane strap. I like rubberized straps more than I do bracelets, especially when it comes to diving. I think they offer a lot more functionality and a lot more versatility. Now, you can see it came with a second strap. Or did it? No, this is actually a dive extension. And the way these dive extensions work is rather interesting. Now, instead of replacing this entire strap with something larger, you just add this on to the existing buckle of the second watch. This goes through the buckle on that watch. This goes through the strap on the other side, and it adds extra length to go around your wetsuit or dry suit. In Alaska, we use a lot more dry suits than we do wetsuits because the water gets very cold. Let's pull this out of the case and get rid of this. And just look at the blue dial on this watch. I absolutely love the way it looks. Before we get into the functionality of the watch, let's just give some specs. Now, this does come with a mineral crystal. It's 47 millimeters in diameter, and it is 16 millimeters high. It does sit rather high, but this has a lot of technology in it, so you get what you get. It does have a crown at the 4 o'clock. It also has 2 push buttons at the 8 and 10. Unlike a chronometer or a chronograph, these push buttons are to actually adjust the center hands that you see right there, the red hand and the hand underneath it. Those are going to be your depth hands when you actually are underneath the water. This watch does have a stainless steel rotating bezel with 60 hard clicks on that bezel, offering the blue and red Pepsi dial. I'm a very big fan of the Pepsi dial. You can see inside of the chapter ring there are the depth gauges that we'll talk about later. You can see it starts at 0, where those hands are in meters, goes all the way around to the maximum depth of 70 and over. A quick look at the exterior of the watch. It does have a brushed finish, which I find is very appealing on sports watches. Mirrored finishes are great for dress watches. I think a good, solid sports watch should have that brushed finish. Makes scratches and dings show up a lot less obvious. On the back there, you have the Citizen Eco Drive etched on the back, 200 meters of water resistance, which every dive watch should be rated. It does come with a nice polyurethane strap that's textured. I really like the texture of it. It really gives a nice grip when it's on your wrist. It's extremely comfortable. On the opposite side, you have the ProMaster logo and a solid heavy-duty buckle on the end, matching the finishing of the watch. Now, a closer-up look at the water sensor there. Again, this is why I think the watch is so cool, because it has that depth sensor that offers utility. Now let's talk about the engine powering this thing. It is a Citizen EcoDrive with a frequency oscillating at 32,768 megahertz. The accuracy listed is 15 seconds plus or minus a month. This EcoDrive is equipped with a 2-second low battery warning, meaning the second hand begins to tick once every 2 seconds to conserve battery life. If worn moderately, that should mean it's never an issue because it has 6 months of power reserve, only needing the basic light to charge that EcoDrive. And you see it does have a power reserve gauge there on the dial, but that acts as 2 functions, and I'm going to show you in just a second. So I'm going to pull out the crown, and you're going to see 2 things happen. You're going to see a small white dial in the back kind of flicker around because I'm going into settings right now. That right there when you're diving is your maximum gauge dive handle. And you see the little needle right there on the power reserve gauge go up to ready. Now that tells you it's in dive mode. So when this thing hits the water, it goes up to the ready, and the red hand is the one that moves around the chapter ring to show you your current depth. Now, I'm not going to go through and show you all the functions because it's very complicated, and the instructions are, well, if you get the watch, you can figure it out yourself. There's really no much functionality other than the fact that you put it in the water and it shows that you're diving. This is what it looks like on my 7-inch wrist. You see that it does sit a little high on the wrist. However, it is a utility watch. It is extremely comfortable on the wrist. I really like that polyurethane strap, and it does offer a lot of security with that textured polyurethane finish. Once I get it off my wrist, I'm going to show you how the dive extension works. And here's how the dive extension works. I thought I would show any divers out there who are visual learners. I know I'm a visual learner. I could explain it to someone all day, but if they don't look at it and actually see how it works, you would never understand. Now, I know it's extremely easy, but here it is for all those who want to see. Then the other side just goes right on the standard watch strap, and it gives you an extra 7 inches for that wetsuit or dry suit. It's pretty cool. All in all, I'm not saying the Citizen is going to replace a dive computer. Your best bet when it comes to safety is to use an actual dive computer. However, if you want to go on vacation, you want to go spearfishing, free diving, or snorkeling, I think this is the best watch that offers more functionality than simply time only. And you really can't beat the cost of only $500 for all the functionality that it offers. You get a Citizen EcoDrive engine as well as a depth sensor that we're going to find out coming up, which I have a dive plan in a few weeks, just how accurate it is. So hit that notification bell, subscribe, because there's a lot of good videos coming up in the next couple weeks. Until next time.